Okay, so Runeterra has rolled out a new gauntlet format for this weekend and next weekend. You can play this until the end of tomorrow night. And the format is best of 3 pick ban. So for those that aren't familiar, you bring 3 decks that have no overlapping champions and no overlapping exact region combinations. So, for example, I'm actually going to play 3 Targon decks in this gauntlet. I plan to play Leona, Shyvana, Overwhelm, Aggro, and Twisted Diana, which are all Targon, but notably, they're not the same 2 regions. So I have a Targon Bilgewater, Targon Noxious, and Targon Demacia. And notably, the champion combinations in all of these, Leona, Shyvana, Darius, and Draven, and then Twisted Fate and Diana are all different. So you can overlap a region, but you can't overlap champions, and you can't overlap exact region combinations in the pair. I really like this format overall. It makes you bring a diversity of decks, but it also lets you have that overlap. Like, for example, yes, you can overlap non-champion cards is exactly correct. Is exactly correct. So, what are we doing? What did I want to say? I'm not going to do full deck techs at the start of this set. Deck lists are up on my Mobalytics page. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, they're linked in the video description down below. Everything other than Leona, Shyvana, Overwhelm, Aggro, and Twisted Diana are both up on my website, and we have other videos of them on YouTube, so if you want breakdowns of those, check out both of those places. We're going to play this one later this week too, so I'll have a fuller breakdown of that, but the deck list specifically is down below. The way it works with best of 3 in the pick ban is those are the 3 decks I plan to submit here. And then each round, I see my opponent's 3 decks, they see my 3 decks, not full deck list, but the champions that we're playing as well as the regions that they are. And I ban one of my opponent's decks, they ban one of my decks, and then we each have to win a game with each of the 2 remaining deck lists, is how it works. So, confirm those. Have to win four matches to win the gauntlet. Notably, you cannot lose 2 matches in a row, or you're out of the gauntlet. And if you lose the last one, you're done. Yeah, these are my 3 picks for the week. So your first gauntlet each week, you have a chance to earn a Prime Glory, which gives you a bye in the end of season tournament. The second set of decks that we have to pick from today will be the second set of gauntlet decks that I'll be playing later today are ones that viewers have submitted. I think I'm gonna ban the Aesol deck. I think the rest of our decks are probably fine against aggro and whatever this is. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize chat while I'm playing my first gauntlet of the day. I have to pick one of my 2 decks to play to start. I'll start with the aggro deck. Alright, so Mono Bilgewater Misfortune isn't really an established archetype, but almost assuredly something aggressive here. I'm going to mulligan these 2. I think I'm going to full mulligan these. I'll keep my Draven as a 3-drop here. We're attacking on odds, which is nice to have Draven to start. But I think I want to mulligan looking for 1s and 2s here. We got a goat. 1-drop. Rats. Thanks for the resub, Griffin Bruce. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Depending on what they do here will determine whether or not we Mountain Goat or House Spider. We're just parlaying my face. Okay, That makes the parlay make more sense. They wanted the plunder for the nab on here.
All unbelievers will see the light. Devotion to battle.
I think I'm okay trading these. I'll get my gem here.
Onward. I have the best job. Hey everyone.
Bubble Bear, eh?
Let's do this. You'll hurt somebody.
So we have 4 mana here, so we'll probably like pet into Crescent Guardian.
Danger paid.
Would I rather they Jawl Hunters Draven or Jawl Hunters Guardian? I think I'd rather they Jawl Hunters Guardian, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this as... I guess actually I can pass here, and then Whirling Death can use this to kill this. That's probably better for me. And if they pass and burn my mana, that's fine, because I'm only losing 1 mana. So we'll have this do this, which kills it.
Come out and play.
It's an axe here still too, because he technically struck. Pretty far off of leveling Darius, but he's pretty fine as a 6/5 Overwhelm too.
There's plenty of killing left.
It's actually pretty annoying because it trades with my Crescent Guardian. Although that's a pretty good pickup. I think I want to Spinning Axe Draven to enable Nightfall here. So that way I can go ahead and hold up mana for this Whirling Death for when they block. They inevitably block this inside of combat.
Let's boogie.
And because, and this is why Whirling Death is so good in this deck, because so many of our things have Overwhelm, this is going to get to still deal 5 even after they block it and we kill it with Whirling Death here. So that is the trick. This also counts as 1 strike and then 2 strikes, so Draven's going to get to level here this turn. And then on their next turn here, we're going to get to play Darius, then have decent open attacks. Level Draven also gains Overwhelm here. He was murdered by Spider.
Stand aside. I've got work to do.
With these two having Overwhelm, they might hit and level Darius beforehand too, which is great. So we'll get to play the gem at burst speed on here to start. Huh, do I play that now? Yeah, probably. They don't have shark mana, so I don't have to worry about like warning shot shark. So let's gem this, play this, and then almost assuredly this is gonna level before it hits.
Check the rigging.
That's pretty good. We're still probably gonna be okay here though, huh? We've got Pale Cascade here as a trick, so we've got like +4 damage in hand potentially.
Hey, stop that!
This puts our opponent to 0 exactly. They are out of mana.
Beautiful face.
Levels our Darius, and then Darius smashes through the top there. So, now that we've won this first game, I can no longer play my Overwhelm aggro deck, and I have to play Twisted Diana. So now, my opponent can choose either of their 2 remaining decks, and they have to win with both of these. So both of these decks are going to have to beat my Twisted Diana deck. Interface there is real clean. From a game theory standpoint, I don't think it really matters which of the 2 decks my opponent chooses to play first here. They technically have to win with both of them. I'm gonna keep Goat and Twisted Fate here, I think. Perfect. Israel would imply they probably have a lot of cheap spot removal, so I wouldn't be surprised if we lose this
Only a fool would
if we lose this game. Even if we do lose this, we'll be able to have a shot to beat their misfortune deck again.
Not and ready.
Pretty willing to trade this for this, so I'll go ahead and attack and offer the trade. They have like a brittle steel here, but that's fine. This targeting notably does trigger Ezreal towards level up, which is good to know. It's gonna be a matchup where it's tough to level Twisted Fate most likely, which is unfortunate because that's usually how we look to win. Quite the elusive Porobot. I'm just making spell mana this turn. I think we probably open attacks and make a gem next turn. If I trade these, that's fine with me. Bastion's a good draw. That could drag our Twisted Fate kicking and screaming across the finish line. End the round here. I technically give up 1 more mana than them, but I think that's fine.
Bring me the calm of an ice-shrouded world.
I think I go ahead and gold card this. So that way I can kill it with a hired gun next turn.
Dead in their tracks.
Sends chills up my spine.
I'm not sure if I want to proactively Bastion here or not. Proactively Bastion means that... If I proactively Bastion, it means that I can't, what's the word I'm searching for? It means that they can use a flash freeze or something like that to break it, which I think I'd prefer not happen. On the other side, it's also resource efficient. Could go either way on that. We're technically burning a mana there that I don't have to burn.
The journey is different. These will protect you.
We're basically on the hold up 4 mana plan for this until we use it. So that means I have 4 more total resources to use this turn. We played this out. We're going to play Hired Gun to make this vulnerable. You know, I probably should have led on this in case they play something bigger. Deal 1, sure. Okay, so I think I heal this just in case. Just in case they have another deal 1.
Get bloody, get paid.
So I have one more mana to spend this turn.
A chill in the air.
Pool Shark and see what they do.
Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
Pool Shark means we draw a fleeting card next turn. I think I want to kill this. I think I go ahead and Twisted Fate attack here. Because if they Frostbite him again, I can Bastion him back up to an attack. Now, this is bad against Troll Chant, though. Yeah, I'm just going to attack with these. The idea of Troll Chant or Elixir are a little bit too scary here, I think. Take card. Yeah, also would have gotten blown out by that.
Be brave.
Now, that play does mean that I have a window to put Bastion down here with them only having 1 mana up, so I think I go ahead and play Shade Stalker out with this opportunity rather than burning another mana for the turn.
Sends chills up my spine.
Okay. Twisted Fate is at 3 out of 8 here now. Kill all enemies with 0 power, then Frostbite all enemies. So if I Bastion here...
Stacking the odds.
I want to hold this mana. So we're going to draw 4 cards total next turn. So if we draw any of our various burst cards, if I draw any of my various burst spells that draw a card, we get to level Twisted Fate, which should mean we're our favorite to win the game. I think I just want to have maximum mana next turn with
The frost reveals all to me.
Wow, that's super unfortunate. None of those draw cards. Okay, I'm gonna start with Dusk Petal into Diana. I wanna hold this as a response, I think. Obviously, we'll play it at end of turn, but I think there's a good chance they have something to try and kill this with here, and I'd like to play this in response, ideally.
Winter take you.
I think I just do this proactively now. I guess I could Hush since I'm gonna lose it anyways. Let's just Hush as a soft pass here, basically. See what they do.
Avarosa, guide me!
Okay, and then I have a number of burst spells here, so I'll get to go ahead and do this now. Because that's going to go away anyways. And I think we just go ahead and pass. Nah, I probably want an extra blocker here, huh?
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
So Twisted Fate's going to level when we draw a card for the turn. And Diana is actually a very good draw because she's going to be a Pale Cascade. So now we have 3 burst spells. So even if my opponent opens on attacks here, I'm going to get all 3 of my cards played with him. So Twisted Fate's leveled mode plays blue card, red card, gold card in order when you play him out. So this is going to freeze all of these Dorkos. I think I'm fine with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and gem this so that way I have an extra blocker here. It also draws me a card. So, worth noting with leveled Twisted Fate, your burst spells do pass priority is an important thing to note here effectively.
Soak it in.
That's a good one as well. Hush wipes the frostbite off one of my units in a pinch, which is ideal.
Make it worth my while.
So if I put this here, I could go ahead and Messenger Sigil, which red cards all of these. And then I can Pale Cascade one of my elusives to be able to block something else. I think actually what I intend to do here is I'm going to do this. Oh, and Diana levels here too. Oh, this is great. This is another Nightfall card. So I can put this here, and then we can mouse over the eye. So this one's gonna get gold carded plus red carded. I'm blocking here just in case they have a pump spell for some of these, so I don't take as much of a hit. And then this is going to 1, which means she's gonna die to red card next turn. So this'll die to red card, gold card next turn. This'll die to red card. Twisted Fate with Bastion's a very powerful combination. I think I'm just gonna pass here. I'm not super worried about resource efficiency, and I'd rather use this messenger to that's kind of scary. So we're gonna need to end the game. We're not gonna be able to dick around forever. This gives him a level 2 champion every turn. So Twisted Fate probably outpowers this, but not a guarantee.
Blue as the Serpentine.
This might be bad sequencing on my part. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the sigil because it could draw a card. It could activate Twisted Fate at burst speed and lead on this. I wanted to get the spell mana back from the blue card, but that's probably not really important, right?
These waters are mine.
Tidings from the sky.
So having a critical mass of burst cards is going to be important here. Does Hush do anything here now? Not really.
Who says I don't share?
What tidings from the sky?
I see you, tiny child. Creeping on in behind me. On the floor under your blanket. So this is vulnerable. So... Easy pull here. And then Twisted Fate should hopefully keep us from dying in combat next turn. Hello, Declan. I think I need to draw some more cards here because I really need a burst spell.
From the sky.
Oh, Elmzik, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. Welcome to folks coming in. We're playing some best of 3 pick ban gauntlets today. So yeah, so I think I played this so I could generate a Dusk Petal so I can have another burst spell for this. And I think I do this as well here. I think we're just overwriting through these things on my board.
Light flowers upon my blade. The promise of a new moon upon you.
Okay, sweet. And there's another burst card, so we can triple activate Twisted Fate inside of combat if we need to here, which is what we're looking to do. Probably a little bit tough for our opponent to plan out their turns because they have this adding a new card to their hand each turn. I don't think I need this vulnerable, so I think I'm gonna pick a card to start here since this is going away. We get to go ahead and see another card with the blue card from Twisted Fate here now. This is notably not particular. Oh, I guess this is a little bit scary because it's the level timer. So these turrets have 2 toughness. I would say normally Twisted Fate's red card keeps these turrets in check, but that's not strictly true.
Sturdy construction.
For folks that are just joining us, normally I read chat pretty heavily. This is my first gauntlet for the week playing for a Prime Glory, though. So when I'm playing for a Prime Glory, I have chat minimized. I'll check in with chat in between our matches. We're currently up a game in this match. It's our first match in the gauntlet. Because I appreciate you, chat, but you're a distraction. Much like Declan here. Much like Declan here, you are lovely, but you are a distraction.
Who says I don't share?
Getting a red card every turn is important so we can slowly work through their life total here.
Drag them down.
So any card we play here will gold card stun the Nautilus, so that's not a big deal. Wow, really surprised to see them attack with Ash. I'm gonna go ahead and block this here easily. The question is, how do I want to stun this? Do I want to hush this to trade it here? Probably not. I think I just do this and then guiding touch myself here, which means this goes ahead and gets stunned.
Dead in their tracks.
And then next turn, we could potentially kill them if they don't have a Frostbite on the back of our elusive here. Second elusive is pretty good here too.
Tidings from the sky.
Got Pale Cascades, chat. Messenger.
I smell a fight.
That's a big one.
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
I'm a people person.
I'm on it.
Let's say we wanted them to play a spell that used their mana. That unfortunately does not. I think I'm just hushing Ezreal here and then attempting to kill them with elusives. Seems good, because I'll like Pale Cascade one of them. If they Frostbite it, we'll double Pale Cascade the other and they die.
Hold it, partner.
For truth. I will be heard.
Guess we technically didn't need to hush this if we were gonna Nightfall anyways. And they can't double Frostbite a 4 toughness thing on 3 mana there.
The words of the heretic rang true.
Yeah, I guess Hush could technically wipe Frostbite off of one of our things as well. So that's like kind of a plus 2 power thing if we hold on to that. That even shows what the games were when we finished. The interfaces look super clean so far. It's like a sneaky go big potential. Yeah, for a deck that its curve stops at 4, our deck has an incredible amount of late game value with that with Twisted Fate being leveled consistently. Dim Star, thank you for the 21 months of Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. And welcome to everybody that's hanging out from Alan's raid. I appreciate it. I am going to minimize chat again in between here. So, Twisted Deep, Shen, Fiora. I think I probably just don't want to play my heavily unit-based decks against the Fiora decks. I'm going to go ahead and ban that one, I think. People keep banning Leona, chat. They do not want to play against Leona. That is correct, Uncle Funkle. You need to lose 2 matches in a row to be done, with the last match in between your 3rd and 4th win being 1 shot. Slain Yasuo. So almost assuredly something mid-range to controlling. I'm gonna mulligan all of these here, looking for like 2, 3, 4 to curve out with off of this Precious Pet. We didn't find a 2, but we're also attacking on odds, so there we go, just like we drew up. That draw was the GOAT, chat. 1, 2, 3. It's just curvamentary. What could it be? For those of you that are just joining us, if you're not familiar with this format, essentially each player has to win 1 game with each of their 2 decks. So once you win a game with one of your decks, you're done playing with that one for the rest of the set. Wow, way to murder my goat. What did my poor little goat ever do to you?
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hmm. I think I want to hold this for later. think I offer this trade here. I want to sequence my attacks like this because I think they'd prefer to trade with this one. So if they block here, they heal up to 20 and then take 2 back down to 18 again. Their start's very good against us here, though. Definitely not looking good for our hero. It's kind of a med draw with our current board state. They attack with this, I'm gonna trade. It gives me a gem to trigger Nightfall with this. This is gonna trade inside of combat anyways, so we get to bank a spell mana here, and then we'll go gem this, play Crescent Guardian next turn. We also have 7 mana available, which means with this Whirling Death, if our opponent plays something like a Swain here, it doesn't have profitable blocks thanks to this.
Born a patrician, I became a soldier. Justify yourself.
That one works out nicer than this, I think, here. Keeps our Dorko alive.
My legacy.
That's that one. That one's definitely a good exchange for us. So I'd love to find another unit to be able to play with this turn. Whirling Death is not great.
Follow the wind, but watch your back. Life and death on the blade's edge.
Goodbye, friends.
Fold and leave.
First couple turns did not work out great for us, but these ones have been good here. Can we just go ahead and play Crowd Favorite here as a 5/4, see what they do, especially though their Whirling Death rolled up.
All will kneel before Noxus.
Hopefully Whirling Death is just lethal here. Whirling Death clearing out, It's unfortunate. We do at least get to pop the barrier and trade these here, but they're going to 7 now. So those will trade and they end at 7. That's fine. We'll bank 1 mana here, which means we'll have a total of 9 next turn, so we can go Decimate into Crescent Guardian and then have good open attacks. There's a nice healthy 20 here. Can play that out too. Won't get the Daybreak trigger when we attack, obviously, but happy to just have a solid open attacks next turn. Okay, you got it. No blocks. Go to 14.
It is time. Proud warriors of the sun's true light.
Proud warriors of the sun's true light. Hi-ho, it's off to fight we go. They can technically have enough things to kill our stuff to get out of this. They're a Noxian deck, and a lot of our things have low life. That's not gonna do it, though. Close. No cigar. Alright, so again, we're starting out up a game here, so we can no longer play... We can no longer play the Overwhelm aggro deck. Opponent can choose either of these. We are locked into our Twisted Diana deck, and we have to beat either of these now. So, they'll get to pick which one they want to play with. It's a little, talking about the interface, they probably shouldn't make me click on this deck and click play here. They should probably just auto checkmark my default one. But electing to change things up here. So that both of their decks have to beat this one now. Definitely into having Twisted Fate in my opener. I'm gonna mulligan the rest of these, I think, looking for cheaper Nightfall cards. Sure. Bastion's nice as well. Help keep our Dorko alive. I don't want to play Pool Shark probably till after I get Twisted Fate in play. This is a cheap way to help level this up. We'll definitely play the Godon too, though. That's a great draw as well. Messenger Sigil means on my 3, I'll be able to Sigil into Shadestalker, which is nice. Meh. I guess there's a question of, do I want to do this right away, or do I want to just get in with this? I kind of just want to get in with this while the board's clear, try and guarantee myself a second gem. They kind of punish that they have, like, Grasp here, I suppose. But if they want to spend 5 to kill this, that's a pretty good tempo exchange for us. I think I'm into it. Playing actual factual Riptide, huh?
Invisible to the ignorant.
We'll see what they play out here. If they play a card that means they can't kill Twisted Fate, we'll stick Twisted Fate. Yeah, that's perfect.
Hold it, partner. Never lost a fair game. Or played one. Foul out.
There's a pick a card. Help us level our Twisted Fate. Am I opening on attacks? I think yes.
Looks like trouble.
Just get in for 4 here. Because I definitely want to be holding up Bastion this turn. Alright, we no longer need to hold up Bastion. So if I do this into their turn, this will be up to 3. If I do this into their turn, this will be up to 5. And I'll notably have 9 mana. That's probably fine.
Shuffle.
Remember, outside of Bastion and Twisted Fate, our entire deck costs 3 or less. There's a good chance we can Bastion and still get value out of the 3 fleeting cards we draw here. That's unfortunate. Was really hoping to draw 1 in there. Oh, that's great for us. Alright, let's drop a pup. So good.
Darkness hides in my path.
So TF's gonna level when we play him next turn, so I think we just end the round. Or level when we draw a card, sorry, next turn.
Now this game's heating up.
How do we feel about the proactive Bastion on Twisted Fate to get my spell mana back? I think I like it, because even if they know it's there, I have a backup Twisted Fate, and just having it there is going to make their play awkward. I think this is the most resource-efficient play, so it makes sense to start on it. So I want to play a lot of cards this turn. Red card will kill this, then gold card can stun whatever their follow-up is. It's important because we are playing actual pick a card. Always double check to make sure if you have the backup Twisted Fate or not. Once your goal with this deck is basically level Twisted Fate and then keep him in play as long as possible. It's very difficult to lose a game where you keep active Twisted Fate going. We have lots of burst speed cards to use him inside of combat, so he makes open attacks generally poor for our opponents. Yeah, that's fine.
Cold and unforgiving as moonlight. The moon is our queen, the night her kingdom!
Who says I don't share?
What tidings from the sky?
The game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks. Lady Luck is smiling.
So this puts them to 3. I think I'd rather kill this and leave them at 6. They're at 22 cards. They have to have double jettison to punish this. Keep their board clear. Right, and notably that is a normal pick a card. You have a Nautilus, which is likely to level this turn, but not guaranteed. I don't even know if I want to pick a card here. We'll start on Dustbringer.
The promise of a new moon upon you, Runeterra.
For folks that are just joining us, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to tap that follow button. I'm here 5 to 6 days a week, usually making Runeterra content. Play a lot of viewer submissions, which leads to a lot of off-meta decks on average, so if you're into that sort of thing. Or if you have a deck you'd like to see played on stream at some point in the future, be sure to submit it to be played.
Flowers bring the moonlight with them.
I also have a YouTube channel where everything I stream gets archived. Lots of good stuff up there as well. Usually post a highlight video 5 to 6 days a week as well. I think we're just passing here, huh? I just wanted to get my red card in to deal my damage, but getting a gold card to deal 1 damage to this doesn't really do a whole lot.
Get bloody, get paid.
Start with Hired Gun to put vulnerable on this, so we have decent attacks here. It's gonna level up, but he's gonna keep that vulnerable on him. We'll get to draw a card here, but then notably my opponent's gonna have priority afterwards.
Blue as the Serpentine.
Pale Cascade on this plus red card could be lethal here. Sure. So they are notably tapping off of Riptide here, So if I attack with this and
Our light grows
do this, they are dead, right?
It was in the cards.
Even if they had a Vile Feast there at the end, I could have easily played 2 cards to red card them the following turn, so they would have needed Vile Feast plus 1 more. If you're looking for deck codes for the 3 decks that I'm playing in this gauntlet, you can find them on my Mobalytics page of !decks in chat. How long have I been primarily streaming Runeterra? I've been doing 30+% of my content Runeterra for, honestly, since I found the game. I dropped Magic the Gathering about a month and a half ago to do even more than that, though. So about 6 weeks I've been doing mostly Runeterra stuff. I don't think that's true at all. We didn't start the order. I think my opponent, definitely banning Mono Fiora. I think my opponent could have had double Whale there. They could have had Whale plus Grasp to really punish open attacks. I really disagree with your assessment that opening attacks there is correct. I think I'm in a pretty incredible can't lose position. I also don't think we could have leveled Twisted Fate earlier while still holding up protection for him defensively, which was correct. You're welcome to criticize my plays, but help me. Oh, I'm minimizing chat, because I already fucked up because I didn't pick a deck in time, so I was reading chat. You're welcome to criticize my plays, but help me understand why they're misplays. You're gonna get a timeout. Just mistake was made. Oyer's comment was good. I disagree with what they were classifying as a misplay, but at least they tried to dictate. They tried to help explain why they felt the way they did, which is what I'm looking for. Alright, actually pretty good here, huh? Just like 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our first time in this set. Perfect. Getting to play with this deck. Previous 2 opponents have both banned it.
Follow the horizon.
Another day guarding the walls.
It is a little bit harder to have full discussions during my first gauntlet of the week too, because like my chat is minimized right now. I'm popping it up back and forth in between, but I also want to make sure we get through the games relatively quickly.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, that seems fine. Like, they're keeping their life total kind of high here, but their tempo exchange here, trading 5 mana for 2 is not great for them. Meteor Shower kills Heimer and Ezreal, so I think that's the pick. One thing that's worth noting in this deck is that the only 2 dragons in my deck are Shyvana and Screeching Dragon, which means when I play Dragon's Clutches, I'm guaranteed to draw one of each of these.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in. Can't stop me.
So they're gonna get to Mystic Shot this, but that's fine.
Charge.
I am watching you, dragon.
We'll see if this is able to eat Ezreal here or not. Their regions don't have things that stun. They could have, like, Get Excited. We could have Thermal Beam. Okay.
They are nothing.
terrible draw. They might open attacks here, though.
So, how do you get that kind of volume in your hair?
Electrical currents and aging safety equipment, my boy.
I don't think I've heard that interaction before. That's fantastic. That's like real. This game is so good. Like, it's just like the amount of alive that this game is. It's just like it's just phenomenal. I think we kill Heimer here because they don't have mana to play Mystic Shot. And then next turn I'm going to have 8 mana total, so I can Dragon's Clutches plus play my Challenger Dragon. So I think we go 4-1. We take a hit for 1 from the Elusive. And then next turn we'll have a Challenger to kill this, hopefully. So we get to draw 2 different dragons, which again, I only have 2 different dragons in my deck. So that draw dragons card is always Screeching Dragon plus Shyvana here. Gives us a good bit of consistency and card advantage. Now, they do have 8 mana up this turn, so we could see Vengeance on our Screeching Dragon. That being said, with this Hush draw, that's not too big of a deal, because if Ezreal attacks in next turn, I get to Hush the Elusive off of him.
Never keep a dragon waiting.
And this play I think is good for us, right? Like, they basically just traded. They didn't really trade super efficiently there. And this Hush means I don't have to be super afraid of this next turn still. Opponent's also down to 8, and this is getting close to leveling.
It's not bragging if you could back it up.
Come face me.
So, if this happens, this will level. If they have, like, a deal 3, they're going to want to deal 3 here so she doesn't level up. But even if they do that, I have, like, another Shyvana and a Dragon's Lieutenant here. So, pretty good open attacks. Mystic Shot in a deal 1, sure. Wait,
Now I take to the sky.
I don't think that was what they intended to do, but I'll take it.
Never again will we fall to dragon fire.
I think I play this out here, and then I just open attacks. Because if I open attacks with this, she gets her buff, which effectively heals her. Opponent is currently dying, so as you will. So if I have these fight, she gets bigger and this lives.
Not an escape.
But she has Fury, so she gets back, and then this heals her as well. We'll see what Egghead can roll up for us here. Two scraps for sure.
I'm something of an aspiring trichologist. Keep up all that.
That's normally not very good, but even that's kind of fine on this board. Gosh, I think I'm just playing Leona out here. Just to use my mana. Am I? Nah, they could have something big next turn. I'm just gonna pass. Or also a Shadow Isles deck, so like Ruination could be something that I have to worry about. Cards you don't see every day. If I play this, it plays around them having a burn spell for this, but they have a burn spell for this. I could beat it with Sharp Sight. Saving Sharp Sight to eat Ezreal, though, has value. I think I just do this. Just get this out of Mystic Shot and get Excited Range here. And then I think I play this out and then plan to give this Challenger to try and push lethal next turn. Is my plan. Now these two are lethal. Let's lose this to Vengeance, I suppose. It's also very possible that, like, doing this and losing my, So, if I strafing strike here, they die, right? Because it makes this 10. So they go to 0 instead of 1. I also have Sharp Sight in a pinch.
From the skies. Burn all in dragon fire.
So we've won with our Dragons deck, so we have to win one of these next two with Twisted Diana here. Which is Twisted Diana's been working, chat. Nobody's banned them so far, and they've gotten on the scoreboard every single round. We've got 2 shots here to do it again. Full mulligan, looking for Twisted Fate and Bastion. Feel like getting Twisted Fate plus protections up, probably our best way to get going here. This is a decent backup plan. We get to go ahead and like do this into this, and then we can like power it up with things like gems. So, Twisted Fates are go long plan in this deck. Lenari Shade Stalkers are beat them down early plan. So, probably gonna take an aggressive role this game. Getting some spell mana here. Hey, and there's our Twisted Fate. So we'll get to start aggressive and then pivot into our long-term game plan where we protect this with Bastion potentially as well still. Sure. And like getting double Mystic Shot out of their hand feels good there with Twisted Fate lurking, right? So, like, sure, our thing died, but it was a 2-for-1, and, now they have less removal for this.
Don't blink, or you'll miss me.
I think we just play this and gold card them, right? I guess they could have another Mystic Shot here, technically. The odds of that are pretty low, right? Oh, Ezreal's champion spells Mystic Shot. Huh? I can have Beam here too. Yeah, I should probably wait. For Bastion. Playing this out seems fine though.
Get noticed around here.
Watch and learn. I don't miss. Can't stop me.
Probably see this die. I think that's fine though.
Charge.
So we burn a mana here. We go up to 8 total. So turn 5 is the first turn you can play Twisted Fate with Bastion up. We get to bounce into here, which then lets me play Twisted Fate and red card to kill this. Don't mind if it does.
For a round or two. I'm a people person.
Goodbye, friends. So there's a very low chance Twisted Fate lives here. Their deck has a ton of removal. They have Grasp and stuff. I think this is probably the harder of the two matchups for us with this deck.
What seems to be the problem?
So this will be up to 5 next turn. I think I definitely want to just bank a spell mana here.
Like trouble.
Let's open attacks to get some pressure going here. There's a barrier. Annoying.
New crystal structures of unparalleled rigidity.
Never lost.
Card here to draw a card since that doesn't die anyways.
Blue as the serpentine.
Sure. Heal him back up so he doesn't die to a deal one.
Just when I needed assistance.
It's an okay pickup. We're still pretty far off of leveling him though.
Eureka! Rise, my creep, advancing collective knowledge!
Yeah, leveled Heimer without us having leveled Twisted Fate. It's gonna be a tough fight.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Something the matter?
You spurn my gift? Protector.
I think I want to proactively Bastion here just to use the mana. It's pretty bad against Thermo Beam though. I feel like burning all my mana here's gotta be wrong, but I just don't have anything I really want to play out here.
By the moon's crescent blade.
Really need to find a pick a card this turn to be in here, I think. Pick a card would have put this to 7 of 8 next turn, and then with all of our various cantrips in the deck, we likely level him. Yep. game the third. So we get to, this is our first game 3 we've had in this set. So we get to play, we have to play Twisted Diana, and they have to play Timo Sajani here, some frozen mushrooms. We'll see how this goes. It probably depends on how much Piltover removal they have. A lot of times these don't play a ton of Piltover removal. But if they have like a lot of Mystic Shots and stuff, we could be in trouble, like Mystic Shots and Beams. We can insulate Twisted Fate against some removal, but not a whole slew of it. Well, again, these two, I'm going to keep Goat and Diana. Goat can generate a gem to get us Nightfall for this, which is nice. And then Diana can kill things like Timo. Speaking of, let's pick up.
A little luck for those who need it.
We'll see if they have the Archer. That's fine.
Remember my words.
Attack with this. And again, like, Goat eating something like this here, like, feels a little bit bad, but ultimately it's, like, not a big deal, because that's one less Mystic Shot that's going to kill our Twisted Fate.
Leaping into action. Arrows at the ready.
This is not the way.
I think this is fine. Red card killing this isn't that important.
Protector.
Now we do red card kill it. I could just blue card to get him leveling. I'm just gonna blue card to get him leveling. I don't think I really care about this 3-1 in the long run.
Eyes open.
I think a random card out of our deck is more valuable than taking this 3-1 off the board. We gotta keep Feel the Rush in mind as our opponent gets more mana here as this game goes longer. Almost assuredly something they have access to.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
So, I think it's probably wrong to... pick a card here aggressively. Because only having 5 mana next turn means I likely spew value on those. They could also kill this next turn, which means I'm sad I don't have a backup Twisted Fate. Do you want to gem this and attack them? Nah, that's bad against Brittle Steel. The odds they play Brittle Steel, probably low. I'm just gonna guess.
Pay dirt.
Another day in the field.
I'll pick 'em, you plan 'em, kid.
So now, I think we gem plus Shadestalker.
Darkness hides my path.
Darkness hides my path.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
So I think I let this happen. And then I'm gonna pick a card this back into my deck. And I'm gonna hush this idiot when he attacks and block him.
They'll never know what hit them.
You're bluffing. nothing.
This matchup might be hard because they're putting mushrooms into our deck. That is something to be concerned about. Like, we draw a pretty significant chunk of our deck. He's at 6 out of 8. So how do we feel about proactive Bastion, play Diana? I think I'm into that. It could also be right to just Guiding Touch here. I want to get value out of these, though. I guess I can proactive Bastion soft pass and see what they do, because if I need to heal this to keep it alive, I can do that then.
Dusk approaches.
So Diana notably turns this other Diana into a Pale Cascade, which gives me one more burst card here, which is meaningful.
Save the homestead.
So I lose that, but Twisted Fate's gonna level when I play this Guiding Touch, and then I can red card and stuff off the rest of what I have going on here.
Savage cold.
Looks like I'm on a hot streak.
Okay, so he's at 4 toughness now. And then I think I Pale Cascade this and get my blue card and see what happens. Because the mana from this blue card is gonna give me enough to play 2 more of these. Which means I can red card, gold card this turn now. And if they hook him with this, their most powerful unit, I now get to stun this with the red card.
Meet destiny.
And if I Pale Cascade here, she's gonna level up.
Blind me with resplendence, but they could not break me.
Which means she's gonna trade with this now. And I could do this to gold card here so my Twisted Fate stays alive. We are going to 6 here, which is scary with 8 Puff Caps in our deck, but we're in okay-ish spot. If we can avoid dying to Puff Caps, we could be okay here.
I refuse.
It might be a tall order. Avoiding dying to Puff Caps might be a tall order.
Forced us to choose
Death or the Blade. Would love one of our other copies of Guiding Touch here. We got 1 or 2 more of those in the deck still.
Knocked and ready.
So this is a decent draw because it technically dilutes our deck from Puff Caps, which is nice. It puts 5 more cards in our deck.
unseen, unheard.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk. Or whoops, am I right?
Mother Moon veil me.
So that's got to go.
All that glitters.
This is gonna get killed by Diana this turn.
Fight or die.
Embrace the night. Forgive your heretic.
I've always been a fun guy.
Leave nothing standing.
Meet destiny. Bloom and fade with the moonlight.
This might be a wrong block. It might be right to block with this because they have less power. Another Messenger Sigil is a good draw. It dilutes our deck. I cannot open attacks next turn fast enough, chat.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
Although now I guess I need to do these two things, huh? So that way we kill this before it can block us.
Temperamental as moonlight.
We do have to draw another card here. We have 32 cards and 10 puff caps.
Signing off.
Okay. And then whatever they play here, we can play a gold card to stun it. What a clutch game. I love this deck. I don't think this deck's tier 1 by any means, but it's definitely the one I have the most fun playing in Runeterra.
Outplayed.
If you're just joining us and you think this deck is sweet, you're right, and you haven't seen this before. My website has many fantastic decks on it, such as this one. JeffHoagland.com, click Runeterra decks at the top. Two of the 3 decks we're playing in this first gauntlet today are up there. Both the Overwhelm Aggro deck and this one. We're 3-0 to start. Now, normally for people not familiar with the gauntlet structure, you get two losses in a row puts you out. However, you only get one chance with the last one now. So even though we haven't had any losses in this gauntlet, this last one is our only shot. It's our chance to roll. Do we just sigil in the previous round to reduce the chance to run pup caps? No, I don't think so. Our opponent had already spent a bunch of Mystic shots, so I think saving the burst spells to trigger Twisted Fate multiple times to start was worthwhile. Think that was pretty reasonable. I don't understand your comment. Multiple 0. That was a misclick, Zoran. I didn't mean to ban them. That was just a timeout. Should have just been a timeout. So normally, if you're new to the channel, I usually am reading chat quite frequently while I'm playing. However, this is my first gauntlet of the week, so we're playing for a Prime Glory. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, it does say 7th win. You're right. That's what I missed. Okay, so they changed the gauntlet to be 4 wins with this, and they forgot to update the text box here. Literally unplayable. All right, yeah, so that's an interface thing they need to fix for sure. So I'm gonna minimize chat one more time. We're gonna do another best of 3 gauntlet with a different lineup after this, and I promise I'll be reading chat like normal during that one. But I'd like to have my attention on the game for this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and minimize. And I appreciate everybody hanging out, and I'll be reading messages from you all after we finish here. Leona, Yasuo, Soraka, Tarek, Orion, Sol, Shyvana. Get rid of their Leona deck, I think. That sounds the most annoying. We'll see if they ban this. Everybody's banned these two so far. Wow, they did ban that one. Okay. I think I'm going to start with the aggro deck, huh? I think I want to start with the aggro deck. Okay, that's sweet. Good range here. Just like actually every one of our decks got banned once. We've gotten a chance to play with all of our decks at multiple points in this set. This format seems really excellent. This card's okay. We are attacking on evens, which kind of sucks. Mulligan the Pale Cascade to start. I'm mulligan this. Let's try and find a 2-drop. I would love a goat. We're gonna bank our mana and get our Daybreak trigger here.
Ours is the one true light.
Unyielding light.
So punished for not playing this on 1 to get decent open attacks there. Wonder how much of the Daybreak package they're playing.
The skies darken with their approach.
I think I'm gonna play Draven here and then plan to open attacks next turn. And then we can go Precious Pet into Crescent Guardian, and then on their turn we can play Crowd Favorite, and then we can have a Decisive Maneuver the following turn.
You cannot sway me.
A little sad to lose that, but Hey, maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe because I'm working up towards Crowd Favorite, I'm not supposed to offer that trade there.
She was born from the mountain.
Notably, not a Challenger unit, which is good for us. Does have Spell Shield, which means we can't stun it if it blocks something, though. Worth noting on the Decisive Maneuver here. This draw means that next turn we'll be able to Whirling Death plus Decisive Maneuver, which could punch us through for lethal potentially, depending on what their turn looks like. Worth noting, they are a Demacia deck, so things like single combat or the Dragon single combat are things we have to think about.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart.
Let the blood boil, half dragon.
I think I'm just taking a hit for 10 here if they attack.
I stand for Noxus.
I gotta work with this joker.
Wow, no attack there was incredible for us.
Glory.
Wait, can we try and get aggressive with these two this turn? They technically have Judgment mana up here, which is a little scary.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Don't you heckle me, Draven. I don't think we can play around Judgment here. I think I'm gonna start here and see what they do. Wow, that just happened. Okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting that to just happen. Huh. Okay. Maybe we could have tried to push lethal there. I don't know. I felt like being conservative, a little bit conservative, was correct. Like if they had like a single combat, pushing lethal there is like pretty bad. Like it wasn't like Judgment savages us, but like things like single combat also just like didn't work out great.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Then we're gonna try and set ourselves up to have a good open attack for lethal next turn, I think is the plan. Yeah, I know obviously like if they had nothing we could have pushed lethal there, but I'm pretty sure that it was wrong to try. It is worth noting they're Targan, so there could be like guiding touches or star sights in their deck. And this is another Draven, right? So this is not a big deal either.
You suck.
Draven's such a salty baby.
Even to the young bloods, we are
Who's a saltier baby? Is Draven a saltier baby or is Trundle a saltier baby?
Time for the main event.
Maybe we just take this hit and open the attack next turn. Hello, youngest son.
That's it. Coming right up.
Wow, just dead. It did, they exploded.
All me. And maybe those other guys. Whatever.
We won the first game. We've won the battle, we have not won the war. Alright, so now, again, our opponent can choose either of these two decks to play. They have to win one game with each of them. So they have 2 chances to beat our Shyvana Leona deck, and we have 2 chances to get a win with this to win the match. Its Overwhelm aggro deck is super good. It's been really impressive in this set. It's one that's up on the website and I like a lot. I feel like this matchup's probably the worst of the two for this deck that we're playing. Because their deck, Orient Soul implies that they go a little bit bigger than us, so we need to get under them. I think I'm mulliganing around Shyvana looking for dragons and fight cards to support leveling her up so she can let us take over the board. There could be merit to keeping the Concerted Strike for that reason. This is really awkward. 2-drop. Messenger Sigil is an interesting inclusion in their deck. It's a good pickup. It means we at least don't have to spew our mana this turn. Spew as much mana this turn, I guess I should say.
bask in her radiant blessing. My faith protects me.
No point using a single combat to kill this. The card's very valuable for later.
I am more than I seem.
We'll be in a decent spot to level her next turn between Sharp Sight, Single Combat, and the Screeching Dragon, which is nice. It's a tempo positive exchange for us, though. So, like, that feels bad from an emotional perspective, but in terms of, like, tempo, it's fine. Is worth noting, like I mentioned, I think the opponent's deck goes bigger than us with Orient Soul at the top end, so there is some concern that that's going to give them enough time to stall out to get there. It's a lovely pickup.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart. Fire and fury burn in me.
So they only have 1 mana available here, so if they attack, I get to block plus Sharp Sight.
Come, face me.
I think I'm holding this for now. Making a spell mana here sounds fine.
What once was two, now is one.
Burn away, doubt.
I think I'm single combating this to level her. Getting, even if they kill this next turn, getting my other Shyvana leveled in my deck has value.
There are none like me.
Leveled Shyvana is going to help me control the board really nicely as well. A Strafing Strike every turn from here. We have to get Always Sunny down this turn to get another chunky monster. There's still a couple of turns off from Oriental, hopefully. They could have Eclipse Dragon here. Eclipse Dragon's easily their best play, because it means they threaten Oriental as early as next turn. That one is not that big a deal. I think I play this, and then if they attack with this, I just take the hit. I could have played this to, like, bounce off of here, but I think I'd rather get multiple Daybreak triggers in. Leona's at 2 out of 4 now. And now the question becomes, do I want to bank spell mana for the turn or not? I think the answer is yes. Banking spell mana means I have 11 mana next turn, which potentially means I can do this plus this. Terrible pickup. I wonder if Bastion's something they play. I feel like the answer is probably no. So they have 4 mana remaining here.
The mountain knows me. I am the traveler.
They could have invoked something cheap here, but I kind of just want to, like, play this and smash into them.
Unyielding light.
I think is the game plan here. Okay, that could be an Oriental next turn. I think I want to be able to eat something with this champion, with the spells she generates, so I think we just attack here without playing out more of these.
Back, heretic.
So I think I keep this alive by striking here. This is net neutral on toughness on the Shyvana because it heals 2 and then this furies for 1. So anything 3 attack or less leaves the toughness the same. And then this also won't take anything off here either, so it's gonna end at 5 toughness, but it's gonna get 2 more attacks, so we'll keep 7 attack here. So they're gonna go to 9, but like, and now we're wide enough that even if they have the Oriental off of Written in the Stars for 1 cheaper next turn, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. We can kill them on an open attacks the following turn. They could also have just gotten a Shyvana here, which is really not a big deal. I guess Shyvana is actually probably better than Asol for them here, because Shyvana would cost 3, and it would let them go wide, potentially, this turn. All right, yeah, there's their 12-12. And then I'll play Egghead Researcher as a jump blocker. We can literally play a bunch of these out here.
Dragon has arrived.
Stardust is nothing to ash and fire.
Not the egg.
Not the egg. The meat grinder you go. And then I think we play this because this means I get to challenge this, so this doesn't die.
We will not suffer unbelievers.
They will not escape punishment.
I do love an audience.
I was about to say who's got 2 thumbs and never beats a judgment, this guy, but then we drew Leona, so I think the answer is we play her and we can beat a judgment, right?
I am the bulwark against darkness. The power
So her first stun here pops the spell shield, but this, since it's always sunny in Runeterra, gives us 2 more stuns after. Nice, super clean. So, just for reference, if we don't draw the Leona there, I think it's correct to attack with everything. Just like accept that we lose to judgment. But since we drew the Leona, we gained a little bit of player agency there. Oh yeah, that's very true, Innuendo. So I want to make it very clear that I didn't make these rules, chat. But if you currently have a Twitch Prime sub that is not in use, because you've witnessed us achieve a Prime glory on stream, you are now contractually obligated to spend your Prime on the channel. If you have Amazon Prime and you haven't linked it to your Twitch account, you get Prime sub included with it for free. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. That was a really good set. This format is awesome. I'm excited to, even if I don't qualify for the tournament at the end of the season, I'm excited to watch this format play out, right? Like we took 3 off-meta decks into that gauntlet. Hey, Mentiz, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. And we got game wins with Grind Mouse. Welcome to Hoaglandia, folks. I appreciate it. We got... Not only did we get game wins, we went 4-0 through that, so we won games with all of our decks, but because we were playing 3 off-meta decks, our opponents banned different decks at every point, right? Like, it wasn't like we played Lee Sin and Lee Sin got banned in every set, right? Like, Overwhelm Aggro got banned twice, Twisted Diana got banned once, and Leona Shyvana got banned once. And if you didn't watch the entire set of that will go up on my YouTube channel later this evening. We're not done being live yet, though, here today. So this first set, Prime for Prime, Jadale, thank you for the quarter view. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. And thanks to the new Prime subs as well. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great content on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. So for people that are new to the channel, a lot of the decks we play here are viewer submissions. So for my Prime Glory Gauntlet, those were 3 decks that I picked out that I've been enjoying on stream and off stream.